Like they legit have a shot to do some damage in Europe as well as try to finish top 4. And I think this was them just being like, we're going to take a few, like, I think that Rashford and Asensio are especially a little bit risky in terms of you don't know what they're going to be, but I think that they can afford to do that right now. Like they can afford to take the risk and try to go for top 4 and see if they can't do some damage in the Champions League with two, very experienced players in Europe. And it's kind of like, let's see what happens. And the Sassy, not so much, but at the same time, he's an okay center back that may be able to help him. I think I said in the text, I think they've had the best transfer window out of all of us, but mainly just because they actually did something.
Right. Yeah, they went out and got a lot of depth.
Yeah. You're bang on about the going to this round of 16 for the Champions League, but like they're doing things that I think we would wish all of our clubs did, is where we're doing and we're in these competitions and there's actually a chance to like go far in them. They're bringing in legs at the end of the day, like whether or not Rashford turns into a 15-goal star, and Marco Asensio's pretty old too, if I'm not mistaken. Like I don't think they're super high risk. I think at the end of the day, they're guys that they can sub on. They're guys that can start Premier League games. And they've just got some rotation now. They definitely started to get a little leggy. And I want to say it was out of their last 4 games the week after the Champions League, they'd only gotten a point from 4 matches. So like that type of thing happens to teams, like especially a Villa who aren't Man City and perennially in all of these competitions. They're actually supporting themselves for once, which is just good business.
Yeah, good business all around. And you feel like you got like some really solid depth players in different positions. You even track it back to the summer transfer window. They brought in guys all along the defensive line that can play significant minutes. But they also sent out some players on loan too, guys that they knew were not going to be part of the system. So fair play to Villa. And what scares me a little bit, and Winks, maybe not so much for you with the position that Arsenal are in, but certainly for Spurs and for United, take the Champions League out of it. Obviously like they're in that competition. We are not, our 2 teams. But even just for the league, the rest of the year, you added attacking players who can make a difference off the bench. And like both of our teams, like we don't want to see that from a rival clubs.